Welcome back to Psychology 545. The purpose of this video is to take a look at the requirements for completing the Dual Relationships and Boundaries paper. Specifically, we're going to take a look at the assignment process, where to post your paper, the objectives of the paper, how to turn those objectives into headings, and some critical points about papers. The process of this assignment requires that you select one of 3 ethical dilemmas listed for this paper. You'll find them listed in your scoring rubric or in the syllabus for this course. Based upon your selected scenario, prepare a 1,400 to 1,750 word paper in which you examine the objectives for the paper. Remember, you can go over 1,750, but do not go under 1,400. When you're done, post your assignment through the assignment link. As always, I highly recommend that you use the objectives as headings, and I'll show you how to do that for this particular assignment. The first objective states, define the concept of dual relationships. Here's my suggested level 1 heading. Simply, dual relationships defined. Centered on the page, capitalized, no period. I need you to support your logic for your definition of dual relationships with a literary reference. And as usual, give me a transition sentence that takes the reader from that particular main point or objective into the next. And the next main point reads, analyze the dual relationships presented in your selected scenario. Here's a suggested level 1 heading. An analysis of the dual relationships presented in my selected dilemma. Again, double space, bold, mixture of upper and lowercase words, and no period. And now I need you to support your logic for this analysis with a literary reference you have not yet used in this paper. And again, give me a transition sentence between this main point and the next. The next main point or objective is to discuss the ethical issues presented by these dual relationships. And as you may have guessed, the simple solution to doing a heading would be the ethical issues presented in my selected scenario. Short, sweet, ties directly into the objective for the paper, double space, bolded, capitalized, and lowercase letters with no period. And again, support your logic for these, for your ethical issues presented in this scenario with a literary reference you have not used so far in this paper, and complete that particular main point with a transition sentence. The last main point or objective for this paper is to explain the challenges presented by boundary issues in professional psychology. Again, the heading, very simple, the challenges presented by boundary issues in professional psychology. Double space, bold, no period, mixture of upper and lowercase letters. Support your logic with a literary reference you've not yet used in this paper. Notice there's no requirement at this point for a transition sentence because we don't use transition sentences when we go from the last objective into the conclusion. As usual, the critical points for this paper and every other paper for this course is to provide a solid introductory paragraph where you basically introduce the reader to the material, explain why it's important, and simply list the objectives for the paper. But make sure that you address each objective and use each objective as a heading. Use transition sentences between main points to help the reader follow your logic and keep up with the flow of the paper. And then provide a solid concluding paragraph where you're basically going to tell the reader why it was important for them to read this material and again restate the objectives for the paper. And as always, use APA format for your in-text references and for your reference page. And again, above all else, please watch spelling, grammar, and punctuation. So what we've taken a look at in this particular video is the assignment process, where to post your paper, the objectives, how to turn the objectives into headings, and some critical points. The next video covers the future of professional psychology learning team PowerPoint. Thank you.